Galeri Zilberman'da Willem Harpers'la birlikteyiz. Birkaç soru soracağız şimdi kendisine. First of all, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Is this your first exhibition in Istanbul?
Yeah, this is the first solo exhibition in Turkey.
Could you tell us about the concept of the exhibition a little bit?
Well, we had a talk with the gallery here, of course, because bringing all these pieces here is quite expensive and a lot of work. So we had to make a choice, and in the end we made a choice. The gallery would really like to have this big piece here. And we thought, okay, we'll make an exhibition with all the pieces that belong more or less around this piece. This piece is called the Labogrigneur.
Also, it's the name of the exhibition.
Yeah, the name of the exhibition is Labogrigneur and Satellite Works, so which more or less means the Labogrigneur and all the works that belong with it.
The name is also interesting. How did you find it? What does it mean?
Well, like the works, all the works you see, you've got a kind of reference. So you think it's this or it's that, but in fact it's not really that, it's something else. But it always refers to things you know, and the titles of the works have the same effect. So for instance, Labogrigneur, you probably have some thoughts about what that might mean, and probably you're right there. So all the works, most of the works have titles like this. So if you will look it up on Google, you will find only this work. So they're in a sense non-existing words, and on the other hand, they are existing because they are these works.
And the other parts that we see now, the small statues?
Well, these are a little bit older, most of them, so they've got more explainable titles. Like, for instance, they are now in Dutch, but it's called Blue Land, Green Land, Red Land and Yellow Land. And these little works, like the works on the wall there, are more or less a kind of investigations that came before and after this big piece. For instance, if I take the wall pieces over there, you can see the connection with the big piece here if you take the blocks on the floor. I investigated the blocks and made a series of that, and in the end they ended up on the wall as a identity of their own.
What about the statues? How long does it take to prepare the working part?
Well, it depends. Of course, a big piece like this takes much longer. This maybe from beginning to end takes about half a year. But in the series, which are in, for instance, on the wall, if you start with one piece, you've got already an idea for a second piece, and of course you get a bit handy with it. You know how to do certain things, so that after a while goes quite quickly. So a piece like that, the whole series, 10 of them, you can make also in about half a year. So sometimes one piece takes half a year, and sometimes the whole series takes half a year. So it depends a little bit.
While preparing, what were you inspired by?
Well, everybody who comes in here is like, whoa, we don't know this. This is work I've never seen before, but it reminds me of a lot of things I know, and that's exactly where I want to be. So I want to be on the question: do I know this? Yes, I know this, but it's not what I think it is. And it's like a lot of things we have around us, a lot of machines we have around us. Do you use them? Do you need them? Do you recognize them or not? Are they things that are useful for you, or do you have them because they're there? So that's a question I like to investigate, and especially with again the small pieces on the wall, people immediately have all kinds of associations. For instance, last month these were at an art fair, and there was a man coming up to me and he said, "What's this work about? It reminds me of this and this and this and this and this." And I said, "That's it, exactly, you're right. I don't have to explain it, you know it already, that's it." Okay, that's interesting.
So where will be your next exhibition?
Well, for now I'm a bit in doubt, but there are some initiatives coming up. So probably we might do an art fair in Holland again, and then I will go to a Hortus Botanicus in Amsterdam also. And there are some initiatives, but they're not really fixed yet, so we have to. When I know for sure, I'll let you know.
Okay. Thank you very much. At the last, if you want to say something that I didn't ask.
Well, maybe it's interesting because this is a very short interview, of course. We agreed with the gallery that I would do a lecture at the end of the month, so that will be probably 26 or 27. I don't know exactly where yet. They're preparing that now. So then I tell a whole story, where all the work comes from and where it goes to and why. And people are welcome to come there. And they can ask all questions. So it's not like I'm talking and everybody has to listen. It's going to be a conversation between the public and me. I've got a lot of pictures, a lot of interesting stuff to tell. So for people who are interested, they might come.
You can say the date again, maybe. When was it? When will be?
We don't know the date yet, but it will be on the website of the gallery and my own website in I think a couple of weeks. So, but it will be around 26, 27 probably.